Hello, Assalamu alaikum. My name is Samina Mahmood,
And I'm Sarah Ahmed.
and today's topic is about university fees and about sending students to university if you are in that position.
And we all know that university fees are just every year, annually, they're increasing. I mean, I think currently it's about the £10,000 mark to go to university. And then, of course, there's the additional cost, accommodation, books,
Food.
etc., etc. It all adds up. Now, there was a time when we talk about yesteryear, way back when, when universities were free. And not only were the free, grants were given so that, the generation of people, they could go and get an education. Now, unfortunately, us as Asian women, way back in the yesteryears, we were oppressed and we weren't given those opportunities. But now that the girl of yesterday is the woman of today, she wants her daughter to go to university. She wants her to have those opportunities she never, and she wants to give her those tools and what is going to equip her more than an education.
Well, we were the lucky 5% that actually did go off to university and did get that education. But back then, there was a lot more money available, so we were able to get grants, and I think a lot of the times, we were living at home as well, so my own sisters were able to do that. But I think now what's happened is if you look at the tables about the influx of so many people from different origins, they're not actually able to access the university funding as well, and because of a lot of they just don't feel that they can access it for whatever reason, economic reason it could be.
Economic reason, but the one thing that concerns me is, although, like I said, I'm into all my culture stuff, but ultimately my brain, and I like to think of myself as kind of like working class. I think with the education system and the fact that education is going to bring about a new culture, a new society where it's only the elite can go. It's like, we're going to go back into the dark times, say the 18th, 19th century, where, there's going to be the class system because it's the rich that can afford to send their children to university.
Absolutely.
And then the poor, they're going to think, well, a loaf of bread or a university education, it is going to come to that.
Yeah, you've got to make drastic choices. And I think the best thing to do is, maybe apply for different funding.
Different loans. There is a student loan thing, but then that is still a loan. Education, I think, is a gift. And, every day is a learning day. We learn. I don't know if it's a hadith in the Quran, do correct me, and I do apologize if it's wrong. We should be learning from the cradle to the grave. I think that's in our Islam. I could be wrong. And we should be learning from the cradle to the grave. Now, the situation is that there's going to be less students from BMI backgrounds, and our daughters, like I was one of the oppressed ones. I know you had the luxury of going university. I was one of the oppressed ones, but what's going to happen now with our Asian girls?
I think it's unfortunate that a lot of people are not accessing even college. College is expensive, but when you get to the next level, when you're looking at Rishte as well, people ask, don't they, when
how educated is the girl? How educated is the boy? Because it's seen as a status symbol.
It is.
Masters, PhD. But if you haven't got a master's,
it's hard enough to marry off girls when they've actually come out from university.
Doctors, girls who are doctors, they're struggling.
And that's what they look at, don't they? And it is a shame because there's so many girls that are still homemakers, even when they leave university. That stereotype isn't or shouldn't be there, that once a girl is educated she won't come back to
she'll
the
be a better homemaker, because then
when
she has her children, she'll be able to educate her children, and an education really does help. It's the difference between, night and day. And when a woman is educated, then she can challenge and she can contribute to society. Education is an enabling tool. And even, like, I know this is going off subject, there are lots of beautiful girls in the hijab and the abayas, and they're going for an education because, like we always say, content. I mean, you know, the content and the contribution to society that us Asian women
well,
make.
Aren't they?
Yeah, there will be the influencers.
That they are the homemakers and they're the educators, and the education for a child starts straight away, doesn't it?
Yeah, they learn from the mother.
Yeah.
And good practices can be learned. Now, is there an argument towards charging for an education? Well, knowledge is priceless, and I do appreciate that the lecturers must be paid, and I do appreciate that the university facilities must be fantastic. They must have state-of-the-art computers, they must have Wi-Fi. All of these things are very, very expensive.
If you stay at home, I think if you live at home and you go to university, because there are a few universities in this area, aren't there?
Yeah.
There's Blackburn and Burnley and Preston as well. So
the Open University for online courses, I couldn't do online. I could not commit to one. No. We're all right. So like an online course, my cousin, she just did that. My cousin, I won't mention her name because she'll kill me, but my cousin, she has just spent 6 years. She did it in her own time as a homemaker, mother. You know, there's family things, and you know, our grandma passed away, she got married, etc., etc. So it took her 6 years to do her degree, but she did it. House move, children, everything. So if you're disciplined, and you can do the university.
Yeah. But the thing is that I think the experience when you're younger, when you leave college, I think that is a really good time to continue studies if you can.
Higher education.
Go off to university.
And do get that loan. I mean, you know, it's all right for us to say it, but if I could go back in time, I would definitely apply for that loan, because I know that value of that education, your employment opportunities will be better, people will take you more seriously, and you know, it's an educated person, when you're around them, you know, it impacts their behavior. You know, they behave in a different manner, and you know, you can tell that this is a person, you know, they've got education, they've got breeding, they're civilized, and you can learn from them, and they're people who people want to be around.
Yeah, I think the main thing is that being, you know, an ex-teacher myself, I think it's really important to contribute back into the community as well, and I think that is how the society will change, by education. Us, you know, promoting these.
Yeah, and so, you know, educate them.
And having the policies and having the money, in fact.
Yeah, because like we said, education is very expensive. Lecturers must be paid. I mean, you know, they're doing a good job. The facilities, the caretaker, the grounds, it is expensive. But the government are now, you know, wanting us to pay. Ultimately, this is my belief, and it's quite controversial. Well, if they got money to make weapons and build these tools of war, then you know, there should be money for education, because it's better to educate a child than it is to go to another country and kill a child. Quite controversial, but hey, it is my thinking, and I'm known for my controversy, unfortunately.
I think as a society we need to promote education and promote peace and promote the good work that a lot of people have done within this area. So I think a lot of the
It's worth it. I think it's worth it. I mean, you know, you could leave university with a 35,000 debt, but you could make that back in your first year employment, and you'll make more for the rest of your life. So like, say for example, you leave uni with 35,000, you get a good job which pays you 40,000, but you went to university and you got that education that's put you in that position where you can make that earning capability. Without that education, you wouldn't get that earning opportunity.
Unless you're a big networker.
You're a big networker.
Few and far between.
Well,
but it is true, and it can happen.
I know, because like I said, I know one of the local boys who I grew up with, and you know, I used to beat him up as a child, and he wasn't allowed to hit me back. I was a girl. I wasn't exceptionally strong, and I met him. He's now a self-made millionaire. Yeah. He didn't do college because he left school, college. He went to Pakistan, got married, brought his wife over, and he couldn't catch up with his coursework. Not very bright, bless him. Lovely boy, not very bright. And I said to him, you're a millionaire. Look at that Bentley. Look at that Rolls. Look at your showrooms. I said, how do you feel? He said, I can have all the money in the world, but look at your cousin who's a doctor. You know, you can be a millionaire. The doctor will command a different kind of respect. He's a good boy. But, you know, the respect and education brings you a millionaire can't have. It's true. Well, anyway, I think well, this is a topic that we've done, and I seriously believe it's worth investing in an education. It's worth investing. Whatever you do, give it your 100%, and do check out the loan facilities. You will be able to pay them off, and there is no knowledge without college. The more you learn, the more you can teach, and it's about
the more
teaching.
Opportunities you get, the more doors are open for you.
And they enable you, and they're an empowering tool. Knowledge is power.
Thank you very much.
Thanks for watching the video.